We're Ron and Fez, and we'll be broadcasting live from Dave & Buster's in Bethesda at the White Flint Mall on Thursday, August 12th. Someone there is going to win furniture for a new living room, or just in time for football season, from Value City Furniture of Falls Church.
That's right. If you'd like to pick up this living room furniture, just call us right here at the radio station, or write to us at ronandfez@AOL.com for Pimp Out My Living Room. We have to, I guess, run with that whole pimped out angle ever since MTV started that. Or give us a call at 866-277-4969, 866-277-4969.
Since being knighted, Ben Kingsley insists on being called Sir Ben at all times. If not, he's going to become angry or ignore people altogether.
Yeah, I saw that in the newspaper today. Here's what I don't understand. It's not like you became Sir Ben because you killed a dragon or somehow rescued a princess. It's only because you're an actor. That's all. It doesn't make you better than any other actor. I don't have to say, excuse me, aren't you the Oscar winner, Meryl Streep? You're not some kind of a knight where everybody should respect you.
It seems like it would be almost embarrassing to have everyone have to come around you and say, Sir Ben.
Well, have you ever been at a restaurant or something, and the guy will say, yes, party for a table for four, Mr. Smith, and the guy will go like this, that's Dr. Smith. And I'm like, well, not here. You're not a doctor. You know what I mean? Why is that the one job that you get to carry it around with you wherever you happen to go? You know, you don't have to say, excuse me, it's radio host Watley, and I have the table for four. Yes, you are a doctor when you're at work. When you're out of work, you're just Mr. Smith now. I don't see a scalpel in your hand.
My cousin is like that. He insists on being called doctor, and it's one of those... not medical doctor degree.
What is his degree in?
He's like an engineering doctor.
Right.
So, but insists on being called doctor. And what he does is he comes up with toothpaste. That's his job.
Yeah, so your point is you're not going to sit and recognize his doctorate.
Unless you see patients. But unless he's the dentist using the toothpaste.
You know, even then, if you want to be called doctor at work, yeah, that's fine. But I don't think I should, like, if I'm on a plane, I'll call the guy captain. If I see him in the park later, I don't feel like I have to be dropping the captain thing on him. That's not where he's working. Now he's off from work. It's not like you're the champ, where suddenly, wherever you go, you're the champion of the world.
And now Sir Ben Kingsley has to be called Sir at all time.
Like I couldn't play Gandhi. It was the most pathetic role. All you got to do is let people slap you around and not hit back. It's not the toughest role in the world, Ben.
I'm surprised he's not running around wearing the suit of armor, or at least carrying a sword with him at all times.
That's what I'm trying to say from the beginning. He never had to do that. Back when you used to do that, I understand. Then you're Sir because you went out and kicked ass for it. You were in the wars. You rescued people.
Kirsten Dunst and Jake Gyllenhaal.
I think it's something else that bothers me. People that name their kids senator. That's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. I shouldn't have to call a 2-year-old senator.
Kirsten Dunst and Jake Gyllenhaal have broken up. That's according to his publicist. Now, I always wonder when it's his publicist or her publicist who actually did the breaking up, because it sounds like someone wants to beat the other one to the punch.
Yeah.
And say that, you know, I was the one who broke up with her.
Who comes out of this better, Fez?
I think it's going to be Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
I think, you know, Kirsten Dunst, she's done Spider-Man. Yeah, she's a big deal. You know?
In Spider-Man, but what else has she done?
Exactly. Where else is she going to go from there? I think Jake Gyllenhaal is on his way up, and he ends up the better for this one.
And also, he did the right move. He married somebody who's got a good career. So now, I mean, not married, but went out with. So now the chicks are going to be attracted to him.
So, yeah, and...
he's already got that Tommy Lee thing going for him, where, okay, once you break into that... starlet world, then the rest of the starlets come around. It's like being a knight. It's like being Sir of the D.
Now, I'd like to do some sort of countdown on how long it takes Fred Durst to say he's now with Kirsten Dunst.
Who?
Fred Durst.
I'm sorry, that's before my time.
Limp Bizkit.
I only pay attention to the modern music that gets played on the radio.
He's going to be telling people she's Kirsten Dunst Durst.
You're the last person in America still paying attention to Fred Durst and what he's up to.
Well, he seems to get all the women.
Yeah, and
according
to
him.
That was a joke 6 months ago. The guy's career's over, Fez. Now he's with the rest of us.
Talking about his new show, Jason Alexander said the Seinfeld curse is just critics expecting cast members to match the success of the Seinfeld show.
Well, so are the networks. That's why you got hired. No one's just letting you do 3 shows and go on a trip again. Oh, no, what's his new show?
It's called Listen Up, and that's going to be on CBS this fall.
Oh, he's playing Tony Kornheiser. That's right, I did. I read about that. I don't know where the Tony Kornheiser story is going to have people waiting to see what's on TV that week.
Now, Malcolm Jamal Warner is going to play Wilbon in this.
Why not let Kornheiser and Wilbon play themselves?
You'd think that's too natural for television.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And Malcolm Jamal says, I know how George Costanza feels. I've tried 4 or 5 shows since Cosby.
Now, Jason Alexander, is anybody going to believe that he's a sports writer?
No. No, it's just not going to happen.
No. You should wait and play the Nathan Lane story, because that's the only thing I would actually go, my God, he's pulling it off. He is Nathan Lane.
Jason Alexander loves to consider himself a song and dance man. Ever since, and he'll always be willing to show that McDonald's commercial from 30 years ago, where he's singing with a mop saying, you deserve a break today.
See, I would believe him doing that before I would think that he would know anything about sports, because he is kind of like Nathan Lane. He doesn't look like a song and dance man, but he grew up doing all that Broadway crap.
If there's a curse, I think it's going to strike again with Jason Alexander on this show.
It's not so much as the curse. These other shows stink. It's not like people, like all the people who did MASH, they didn't go out and get great shows after it. You're lucky to get one good show.
Marlon Brando's house has been bought by neighbor Jack Nicholson. What do you think Jack's going to do with this thing?
I'll probably keep his boxes in there. You know, Jack's very funny. He's had the same house since, I don't know, like the 60s or something like that, like since 69. So he doesn't move to a bigger house, but he keeps buying the neighbors' houses all around him. So he's got like 3 or 4 houses on the same cul-de-sac up in the hills, and he just fills them full of ex-wives and kids, and then he keeps his pad to himself. This is the perfect deal. Rather than having a big house that when your parents come, they stay with you, you're like, hey, welcome, here's your key. We're going to be right over here. We're right down this street. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time.
It's like having really, really nice, expensive $1 million cabins, you know, when people come to vacation.
Yeah, but just the fact that they can't walk down the hall and see you in your shower. They're down the street, but they're still staying with you. They can't complain. It's not like you sent them to a hotel.
It's got to be nice, too, when he gets company. He goes, you'll be in the Marlon Brando house.
I'll say this. Yeah, well, when you're Jack Nicholson, you need to drop Marlon Brando's name. That's like Joe Namath going, believe it or not, I knew Mickey Mantle. We're already impressed that you're Joe Namath. Now this is more of a reason to go, Jack Nicholson, coolest American. To think to himself, I'm not going to keep trying to move up to a bigger, dumb mansion. I'll just keep picking off these little houses all over like I'm playing Monopoly. One day I'll knock them down and put a big hotel here.
Warner Brothers is working to bring back the Police Academy movie franchise.
Thank God, Fezzi. If you're anything like me, you're the big Michael Winslow's fan and love to hear him pretend that there's a cricket somewhere in the house.
Can magic happen again? Will people turn out for Police Academy one more time?
I don't think they're going to bring back the old gang, though. Are they going to be all the new young stars?
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, Ashton Kutcher is Gutenberg or something like that.
Finally. Well, to me, he is Gutenberg. All right, Fezzi, here's your spy report.
Spy report. Spy report.
Ken Jennings wins again. He's up to just a little south of $1.2 million. There's no stopping this guy.
Nice. He's what?
The Jeopardy winner, Ken Jennings. What is it, 30-some days?
Yeah, it's got to be like 37, 38.
Yeah.
And I think the record is maybe like 45 of consecutive appearances on a game show.
Now, who did that? Was that back in the 50s?
That was a guy, I think, in the late 70s or late 80s on Tic-Tac-Toe.
I don't remember that one at all. Do you?
And all I remember was Wink Martindale.
Yeah, I remember the show. I don't remember anybody going like 70 days and becoming some kind of a celebrity with it.
No, where it was, you know, mentioned, everyone watch Tic-Tac-Toe tonight to see if this guy does it one more time.
Yeah, I don't remember that gimmick at all. So Ken Jennings, now an American hero. I hope the guy runs with it, Fez. I hope he gets his own show out of this. We haven't had like a new show that's like a game show since what?
So Millionaire.
Well, no, the one that come after Millionaire, I guess, that's stupid. There's 8 people and the mean English lady.
Oh, The Weakest Link.
The Weakest Link. And then they tried some kind of Millionaire ripoff where you had some kind of a cutthroat game. Remember that?
They tried Greed on Fox.
Yeah.
Where you were trying to get money. And then John McEnroe's The Chair.
Yeah, The Chair lasted like 2 episodes where you tried to keep your blood pressure down while the chair went up and down and they made you look at flames. Why anybody would be afraid? Like, maybe I'll be burnt to death here on Fox. It never came out that way.
Or a shark behind the glass.
There was also The Chamber. There was a lot like The Chair, but they would put you in this chamber, which would get real cold, real hot, and they'd ask you questions, which was only on like 2 or 3 episodes.
I don't remember The Chamber at all. Okay, Ken Jennings has gone 36 straight now, Fez. 36 straight. Just a little south of $1.2 million. So he's unbelievable, Fez. Unbelievable. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. You're listening to The Ron and Fez Show.